All right, welcome back to the Brown Balls podcast. This is Monday, April 28th. Kenil, how you doing, man? Rough weekend for the Lakers. How you doing?
Man,
Let's hear it.
I gotta put
Let's
my
hear it.
LA sign on still.
We're gonna go right into it. I know everyone's asking about it. We've had our buddies ask about it, like you said. I've been very correct in this, as you know. I predicted this from the beginning, and you have always told me, "Oh no, we got it." But so let's hear it. Let's hear it. Just as a recap, Lakers are down 3-1. We lost 2 games in the Timberwolves arena. We're headed back home Wednesday for Game 6. I'm sorry, Game 5, right? And back at Crypto Arena. So, can you tell me, man, what's going on? What is? Why is it not LeBron's fault? Let me hear this first.
No. I'm not gonna say it's not LeBron's fault, man. I am shocked, just like a lot of Laker fans. Look, last week I told you I don't think we would win Game 3. I think we would win Game 4. And the way we played, we should have won Game 4. Game 3, I just didn't think we were gonna win, And so because that was their first home game in the playoffs. They didn't think, but we almost had a chance for that game as well. But man, yesterday's game was a heartbreaker. We had a 9-point lead or a 10-point lead heading into each quarter, besides first, obviously. When you have that type of lead and you don't pile it on, making it 12 to 15 to 18 maybe, but keep it at 15 at least. It's kind of heartbreaking, right? Look, I don't want to be JJ Redick and blame the shit on the refs, but at the same time, the whole game, if you look at it, just watching it from the beginning to the end, I think Minnesota just felt that, hey, let Lakers do what they want to do. Because I feel like Minnesota has that confidence that, we'll turn that switch and come back and shut down Luka and LeBron. JJ doing, I want to get into that later. JJ Redick, what he did, I really disagree with what he did. Really, really disagree.
Surprising.
Man, this is going to be a tough one. I do still have faith that Lakers, we'll come back and win this in Game 7. I know you're gonna laugh at me, but I still have faith in my Lakers. Only because it's not that okay. It's not like we're playing Denver Nuggets, right? We're playing Minnesota Timberwolves, right? And obviously they have arguably one of the best players, which is Anthony Edwards, and he's playing out of his mind. I don't know, man. Lakers got to really realize, especially JJ Redick. I don't know what's wrong with him in his playoffs right now. And during the season, his defensive scheme was good. He kind of had a good scheme. I know you want to laugh and everything, but
I'm laughing because it's exactly what I said.
No, I gotta give it to you. No, I'll give it to you. I know you called it from the series.
I called even JJ Redick's rookie head coach.
No, but not even that though, right? I mean, my only question is this. Fine, I get it. Anthony Edwards is probably, if not one, if after Shy, maybe 2. He's really up there. But my only thing was this, right? Remember when we broke the series down, right? I said going into it, what you should do is literally what Finch is doing, coach for Minnesota. He's letting LeBron and Luka have their points. And not let anyone go off. Reeves, Rui, Finney-Smith, anybody, no one. That's the same kind of defense that Lakers should play, right? Look, I understand you're not going to be able to stop Anthony Edwards. I understand he's a really good scorer. He'll take you off dribble and he'll score, right? But my only question to JJ Redick is this: why not just play straight up? Why are you keep on doubling Anthony Edwards? What is your point of doubling him and finding open shooters? This is the same thing after Game 1. I said, dude, they can't just keep on doubling Anthony Edwards because our rotations is very slow to get out to the shooters. And now look what has happened. Julius Randle shooting above 45% from threes. Reed shooting 40%. DiVincenzo shooting like 40%. I mean, you have Gobert, who's actually making, contribution, when the whole thing was to take Gobert out of this game too, right? No. My only thing is this: how come they just can't play Anthony Edwards one-on-one? Let him have 50, 60, whatever the fuck he wants, man. But the thing I don't like is that yesterday's game, they gave up 40-something points to Anthony Edwards, but look at the assists and rebounds, man. Why are you letting him do all that? Why are you making him like a multi-factor guy? He's scoring and he's also getting his teammates involved. Like my only thing is, what kind of defense are they trying to run? Why are they look? Sometimes they flash double him, and when they do that, he's so quick with the passes that we can't even get back in our to guard that 3-point shooter, and they make them right. So this is if we end up losing this series, I'm telling you, man, JJ is gonna kick himself because I'm telling you, Minnesota does not have a second option on that team, and you know that too. Minnesota does not have a second option. Who's the second option?
Julius Randle has been owning us, dude.
Listen to me. Julius Randle...
He's scoring more than LeBron is, dude.
He has all the momentum, man. Open threes.
But that's the point. That's how this Timberwolves team is constructed.
Exactly.
It's around Anthony Edwards.
Exactly.
But then they have an amazing role players. I mean, Julius Randle can give you 20 and 10 any day. He's that good of a player.
Yeah,
and Najee was a former six-man player of the year.
Tapas, I understand that, but if you play Julius Randle, right, those threes that he's been shooting, right, most of the time they're wide open threes, and he's a good shooter. He's not a bad shooter. I mean, look, during the season he shot like closer to 30%. This series is shooting above 45%. Why? Because he has a momentum. He's open threes, right? My only question is this: I don't mind Julius Randle shoots those threes, but guard him one-on-one. Like don't double Anthony and then let him get open shots, right? Like that's my only thing, right? I'll tell you right now, Julius Randle is not a lethal 3-point shooter like you think he is. Where even if you're one-on-one with him, he'll
he's an NBA player, and that you asked me last podcast, what's more likely to happen? Lakers play good defense or Minnesota hits 3-pointers? And I told you Minnesota hitting 3-pointers because Lakers are not a good defensive team. That's why we have to double Anthony Edwards all the time because we don't have good defenders.
I understand, but okay, look.
So like Luka is a liability, and JJ can't hide him for the life of him. LeBron takes half of defensive plays off if he needs to. Austin Reeves can't guard anybody. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, like you said, he's some kind of defense stopper. He can't defend Naz Reid. Like, so that's why we have to double Anthony Edwards, because if we put him 1-to-1, he's going to score 50 on us each night.
But put it this way. It's like that old Kobe method, right? When Kobe didn't help Powell, and when they played, remember the Phoenix Suns, they're down 3-1 at the time with the Lakers, right? What did D'Antoni do? He's like, you know what? Let's not have Kobe score 30 and have like 8 assists. We can't have other people go off on us, right?
Yeah, but that Kobe team had Smush Parker in it.
No,
that's how bad they were.
I'm not comparing.
This is a completely different team.
I'm not comparing that team with this team. This team is way better. I'm comparing Kobe to Anthony Edwards, right?
Right. No,
that type of lethal player right now, where he's becoming that, where he's scoring 30 plus points, 8+ assists, 7+ rebounds, right? He's becoming that. I understand that if you got him one-on-one, he's gonna take you and score every. I don't think he'll score every time. He'll shoot that, or he'll make it or miss, right? But the thing is this: you don't let the other guys go off, right? I know.
I agree.
I mean, I'm just saying, stay home. All they want to do is shoot threes, dude. I'm telling you, all they want to do is shoot threes, nothing else. And wide open threes, they're gonna make them, no matter whoever's on that court, man. Even Gobert could probably make that open threes. The way Lakers are leaving them open. My only concern is that what defense are they trying to do? They're not realizing the fact that, hey, play Edwards, let him get his points, let him get 50 or 60 points, but other guys, let's not have them get on a roll, because that's what ended up happening, man. I mean, what is your take on?
Well, that's the issue with JJ, and he's not a defensive coach.
That's why you hired Scott Brooks, right?
He was even a defensive player.
Well, that's why you hired Scott Brooks and Nate McMillan. They're defensive minded, right?
Yeah, I know, but even then, they don't understand that if you double off Anthony Edwards, yes, the other people will get shot. And they're just saying, yeah, we dare you. And they've been daring for the last 5 games.
And they're making them.
Yeah, and that's what will happen. But if you do 1-to-1 Anthony Edwards, he's going to break down the defender each time. It'll be like how we do with Rudy Gobert and Luka, where we get an isolation. They're going to switch into Luka and Anthony Edwards each time, and he will get whatever he wants. That's why they have to double off of him each time.
I remember, like, this is funny, right? I'm not comparing this. So, like, it was 2 years ago, right? When Westbrook was on the Lakers, and there was a sequence when they played Golden State, and Draymond was guarding Westbrook, right? And there's no way Draymond can keep up with Westbrook, and they put Draymond on, right? And I don't know if you remember the defense that Steve Kerr played. This is what I'm talking about. This is the brilliance of Steve Kerr. Draymond wasn't even guarding him. Basically, he was like a safety out there, right? And he was daring Westbrook be open by 3-point line or free throw. Dare him to shoot. And they asked Draymond after the game, right? They're like, why'd you leave him open every time? Why are you daring him to shoot? He's like, as an NBA player, you're not going to shoot 100 times. You just don't have that. And the thing, what I'm not comparing Westbrook to Anthony Edwards. Anthony, he'll make all the shots, right? But all I'm saying is, try to play defense on him, right? 1-on-1, right? I know, I understand. Dude. Like, but what I'm trying to say,
what is the cloud that this Laker fandom has that we're a good defensive team? I've said this for the last how many podcasts? We are not a good defensive team. We've been the worst defensive team since All-Star break. So, like, where do you expect all of a sudden to be like, we are going to be Anthony Edwards stoppers?
No, we're not going to be stoppers.
Right.
But you don't want to stop him.
And we can't defend a three.
But you can stop his assists, though, right? That's what gets guys going, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Limit his assists.
He had 6 assists last game. He had 43 points. But you know, those, so even when you try, you didn't even stop him.
Look. What I'm trying to say, that's 6 assists. But the assists that people don't count, that NBA doesn't encounter, it's a hockey assist. Right. Meaning that Anthony Edwards won't get credit for that assist. It'll be Naz Reid, or it'll be like Gobert, or it'll be like Devin Shino getting that assist. But it was created by, Anthony Edwards, right? He passed the ball to Reid, and repasses the ball to someone else, right? That's wide open shot.
But this is how the T-Wolves have been playing. The T-Wolves went on fire towards the end of the season. You saw that, right? And then this is how they've been playing, is because everybody has been doubling Anthony Edwards, and he's been kicking it out, and the people have been making it. So this is how the team has always been playing. So where in JJ Redick's defensive mind does it say, let's not do that? Because that's what's been working. That's why they got hot towards the end of the season. They became the 6th seed. Was because of because they have been, other teams were doubling Anthony Edwards, saying, okay, well, you got nobody in your team, we can double you, and Naz Reid, everyone was making 3-pointers. So that's been happening. Like you told me about blueprints. The blueprint was there, why they've been successful, and then why are we not copying that? I don't understand. That's my only thing. Like, we already know this is what they do. Once they lost Karl-Anthony Towns, it's going to be all Anthony Edwards. And so teams are like, okay, well, it's going to double you each time. And that's what teams have been doing in the regular season. And we continue to do it. And even if we doubled him, he scored 43 points on us. So what is, and that's the thing with the Lakers, is that we're just not a good defensive team. That's just how we are constructed. We're an incomplete team.
No, we are.
And that's why I never bought into. And now you think about it, we have a hard time with the Timberwolves. Even if let's say hypothetically we do make it to Game 7, we beat them. We have a hard time with Timberwolves. We got nothing against Warriors, Clippers, OKC. This not even close to. We're not even in the same atmosphere as those teams. Because like you said, this is a favorable matchup for us. The Timberwolves were a favorable matchup for us, and we still can't beat them.
Yeah. And now they're making lights out shots, right?
And it goes back to the main point about we have never, once we got Luka, we were not a good defensive team. That's just how it is. We got better as an offensive team, but we are a liability. And now you have JJ Redick, and you probably want to talk about this too, not resting any starters for second half. They played all 24 minutes. First time in, I don't know, ever since they have been keeping track of it. Any coach has ever allowed their players to play full. All five players play full 24 minutes in the second half. Yeah. Never been done. That backfired significantly on us. What are your thoughts?
You know what's crazy though, man? If a call went here and there, or if we made our shots here and there, we would have won this game. Today, JJ Redick would have been called the hero. Like, wow, mind-boggling. Like, great move. It
doesn't matter because Tom Thibodeau does the same thing. He plays a hell. I mean, the Knicks have a 6-man rotation.
Yeah, I know.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right? And he does the same thing, and even though they win game, they go playoff, they still call him out. Like, dude, why are you doing this?
They do. So he does consistently, right? JJ Redick is the first time he ever did it, but what he did, it was like you said, no team has ever done it. I mean, they've been keeping stats since '96, and no team has ever played only 5 players second half, 24 minutes straight. But I mean, like Anthony Edwards played all 24, but they had other players coming in and out.
Exactly.
But look, man, I don't know what was the thought process behind that? I mean, JJ had to think back of his mind that, look, there could be a chance we might lose this game. Even though we're up, we could lose this game. What does that say to your other players?
Exactly.
You're going to lose those players.
Yeah.
Mentally.
You're essentially saying I don't want Jackson Hayes out there. The poor guy got 4 minutes, man. He's better than that, right? And then you
Gabe Vincent got
you can't even
nothing.
put Gabe Vincent out there. Like just give
Vando
Luka
didn't get any
and
minutes.
LeBron. Yeah,
Vando didn't get any minutes.
I mean, and you know LeBron was tired if he only took 2 shots in the fourth quarter. That's it. 2 shots.
They were both Luka and LeBron both drained. And the thing here, and LeBron, man, this is the thing about him, right? It's under a minute to go. You had this incredible block. I forgot on who he had that incredible block on, right? You come down. Luka is exhausted. So he dishes it back to LeBron. If you're LeBron, you're up by 1, I think, at the time. Why not just drive the ball in? And you know what, man? If you would have missed the layup or whatnot, at least there was a chance that we could have got offensive rebound or a foul call. One of those, right? Didn't, right? Another thing, this is the thing that always pissed me off about LeBron. He did this shit in Chicago. And he did this shit again yesterday. And you know what that is?
The inbound pass.
What the fuck is he thinking? Like, why is he passing that? And he's passing the ball to the guy who's a really good defender, McDaniels. He'll pickpocket you, man. Like, I don't understand. This is sometimes where I question LeBron's like IQ. Like, what are you doing? Why are you throwing a lazy pass?
He's tired, dude. The dude is tired. He's playing. No. He played the full second half.
But you can't throw a lazy pass. If you're inbouncing the ball, you cannot throw a lazy pass.
100%.
I don't give a shit how tired are you. Because when you're throwing that pass, when you're inbounding the ball, you're stand still. You're not running. You're not jogging. You're not like doing anything. You're just standing there and throwing the freaking ball. You know, and I don't know what. And then on top of that, this NBA I hate this stupid move. NBA comes out with this 2-minute rule, 2-minute memo. But what good does it do? You're basically putting your own refs under the bus, right? Like, everyone clearly knew that Luka did not slip. I mean, anybody was there. Luka is not an idiot. He knows how to walk and, run. There's no way Luka just slipped by himself. I mean, there has to be some type of mental, like, for the refs. Like, the play is right there in the middle of the court. You know that, too. I mean...
I know. I'll give refs the benefit of doubt. Luka does flop a lot.
No. I understand he flops.
Yeah, so he's like...
I understand he flops, right? But in this case, the game's under a minute. I don't think Luka was trying to flop in that case. I mean, he legitimately... There's a way when people flop and there's not a way, right? And the second thing is this. If you're not going to give that call a non-call, then how are you going to change the other call when it was out of bounds?
That was a crazy play. We lost a timeout in that play. And plus LeBron got a foul out of that.
Explain that to me. How did you lose a timeout?
Because JJ called the timeout first.
Do you know what the rule book says? If a other team calls a timeout, but if the other team wants to challenge it, the ref has to give the timeout back to the team that took the timeout because the other team is challenging the play. When you challenge a play, you're taking technically a timeout.
Yeah, but even then, that timeout was not going to matter.
No, I mean, but it would have helped because you would have had 10 seconds and not go down the floor, right? Waste that time, right? You could have got the ball at midcourt, right? I mean, it changes the whole outcome of the way you kind of come up with the play, right?
We choked that game, dude. There's no way around it. LeBron and his lazy passing, those wide open layups for Luka and LeBron in the fourth quarter that could have made easily. You had a 10-point lead going into the fourth.
We had a 9-point lead.
Why couldn't we just have rested LeBron? We had a 9-point lead
with 5 minutes to go, man.
Yeah, why couldn't we have even beginning of the fourth quarter? Just say, we're up by 10 points. Luka, LeBron, sit out for a couple minutes. All right, we'll get the guys in there, sit out, get you back inside.
Let them tie the game.
Even catch up.
Let them tie the game, and then we'll put you back in.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll burn at least 2 minutes. They're not gonna go on 10-0 run in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. So that's my thing. Like I mean, that's my frustration with how we're, and that's why I didn't think we're gonna go very far this year. You and I bet they go Western Conference. I said no way they're going to it. Didn't seem like we are, but it's just one of those things where like, LeBron's half in and out, right? I don't know if you saw the controversy around Kobe, and he's up 2-0 against the Celtics. He's like, job's not finished, and then LeBron is down 2-1. He's like high-fiving and having fun, Mike Conley and Anthony Edwards in the fourth quarter when we need to be in like, bro, we got to catch up. And like, this is the thing that I worry with this kind of culture with LeBron is like, he's so buddy-buddy with everybody that like, I don't think Luka's that way. Luka wants to kill you. Luka takes everything personal. So like, we're going to lose Luka potentially because of how LeBron is. Like, he just doesn't. You can tell he doesn't care about winning as much as he cares about his image or people like talking about, oh yeah, a 40-year-old playing or averaging triple double. That's what he wants more versus actually winning the game. Because if you want to win the game, you're not throwing that lazy inbound pass. You're not letting your team get down that bad, right? You're not letting JJ Redick be like, yo, sit me out for a couple minutes. I need to get a breather so I can play in the fourth. Like that's just gotta be something that he's gotta.
I completely agree with you about that. I'm gonna continue on that too. The last 5 minutes of the ball game of game 3 and 4, last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you three numbers. Tell me who scored what. 0, 2, and 12 in the last 5 minutes of game 3 and 4 combined.
What was that? LeBron scored what? 2.
LeBron has 0. 0 for
last
3.
Game.
No. Game 3 and 4.
Oh, 3 and 4.
Game 3 and 4 combined.
Luka
with 5 minutes left. LeBron's 0 for 3 with 0 points.
Is it Luka with 2?
Luka is 1 for 3 with 2 points.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is 3 for 6 with 12 points.
Man. That's the thing. That's. I mean, we're just tired. Like that's why I don't see us getting further. And and if you saw, like they said, even if this is the longest break Lakers will have, if they were to advance to the West Conference Finals, then they play 2 games every single time after that. We're not beating anybody with that, dude.
In 2 games after Wednesday, if we do get to game 6 or 7,
it's Friday, Monday,
and then
Wednesday,
and even after that, the next series is every 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you finish off a series early. In this case, Lakers are not the way they're playing. Right. They're every series going 7.
Yeah, So it's just it's not our season. Honestly, I'm already waving the white flag. Like once we got blown out in the first game, I was like, this is not good. I was worried since then. To be honest with you.
To go back to your point where LeBron's like joking and giggling, and we were down by 7 with like 3 minutes ago or something. I was thinking, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like,
yeah, dude, I don't get it.
Why are you even doing that?
As a Laker great, right? Like we have Laker greats. We have Kobe. We had Magic Johnson, right? You know, Magic Johnson hated Larry Bird.
Oh yeah.
Like even after they retired, he hated him. Right, like there was just that like I'm gonna kill you every single time. He was the nicest guy that people can meet, but he had a killer mentality. Kobe was the same way. Kobe could rub people the wrong way because of how intense he was, and that's just what we as Laker fans want. Like that's what we're used to. Even Shaq was like beefing with the Queens and all that kind of stuff. Like there was just never like, oh, we're all buddies together. And here comes LeBron, who's like, and I don't know if you saw, like, I think this is when they played at Crypto. He was yelling at a fan because fan was like, LeBron, what are you doing? Like, you gotta win. We gotta win. And he's like, I already got you guys one. That's what he told a Laker fan that. I got you guys one. Like, no. That's why for me he would never be considered a great Laker because he's not what a Laker is.
Yeah.
I feel like Luka could be potentially because he has that intensity.
Oh yeah.
I just hope that with whatever happens in the off season and hopefully LeBron leaves because this is not going to work for him, honestly. And LeBron don't work.
No, of course. I mean, look as the type of guy that this is the guy who went to finals last year. It's a funny thing. Luka dominated the T-Wolves last year by himself.
Yeah, and do you know why?
By himself. I'm not saying by himself, meaning by himself, but like he legitly, Luka was Anthony Edwards for them last year. Basically, they could not stop him. Like there's nothing they can do. They can stop him single-handedly. He did everything basically. He won the whole series, right?
I mean, they said like what's the difference between the Mavericks team last year that beat the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals or this Laker team? The main thing was they had Lively. They had Lob City, essentially. Luka had the option every single time. You break down double team, go in, boom, lob to Lively each time. Lively was averaging 15 and 12. We could do the same thing with Jackson Hayes. I just don't know why we decided to put Dorian Finney-Smith, who scored 6 points and played the entire second half and didn't do anything for us.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why they give up on Jackson Hayes so fast.
Connect is, I think, better than Rui Hachimura sometimes, I feel like. Rui gets so, like I don't, you watched the game yesterday, right? Like, there were points where, like, Luka was yelling at Rui because he could double team and Rui would run away from the double team. And Luka's like, what are you doing? Like, come back to me. I need to throw you the ball. And there were 2 turnovers on Luka because of that. And then the same thing happened with Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, he got doubled in the corner, and Dorian Finney-Smith just had to run away. We're like, what are you doing? Run towards me. I need to pass you the ball. And there was even a thing that you can see JJ Redick was yelling at them for the same thing. It's like, why aren't you coming forward and helping Luka out versus just running away to a 3-point line? What was that about? I don't get it.
You know, I saw that, and have you seen Game 3s and 4? Have you seen so many miscues during fast break for Lakers?
Yeah, that too.
Like, why are you missing layups? Why are you throwing alley-oops when you're not supposed to? Why not just fucking get the point and move the hell on, dude? Like, what are you doing? Like, did you see how many miscues there were? Even yesterday's game, how many easy layups we missed?
Yeah, exactly.
There was a point with 5 minutes ago, we were up by 9. Luka had a layup or bunny, like just shot. You missed it. LeBron, we're down by 5. I mean, we're up by 5 with like, I want to say about 2 minutes ago, misses the layup.
I don't get it, dude. I was so frustrated after watching yesterday. I was like, we're up by 10 points. We're good. We should handle this lead. And then I think one of the announcers said that the Lakers starters have not sat. I was like, oh, this is not good. Especially if we're down to 6 minutes. And I mean, JJ's not going to sit anybody down right now. And at that point, I was like, this is not going to be good. Because once he started going on a run, Anthony Edwards looks confident. Once he gets that cocky and confident, there's no stopping him.
There wasn't.
And I know Nick Wright made this point. It's like, oh, Anthony Edwards is the better player. I'm like, Luka's still the best player in the whole thing. He is by far. Like, Anthony Edwards has yet to make the West Conference Finals. Yeah. I'm sorry, the finals.
Yeah.
Until he does that, he's not Luka's status at all. Oh, no. So, like, I hate the fact that people are down on Luka because of that. Like, Luka could still do it. He just needs the team around him to contribute. Like, Austin Reeves is missing a lot of 3-pointers. He doesn't look that consistent as he looked in the regular season. LeBron's in and out. Like, again, 9 shots, dude. In a critical game, 9 shots to only take from your best player, your second best player. That's not good. I don't care what you say.
Okay, so moving on. Okay, I want to move on to this one topic. We harped on how Lakers freaking choked these games away. All right, if you're JJ Redick, right, in his shoes, what are the changes or tweaks you're gonna make? I have my own views. I'll let you go first, but I'll tell you mine. And I'm telling you the reason why, before you start, the reason I feel that Lakers still have a chance in the series is only because we have Luka on our side. If this was Anthony Davis and LeBron, guess a goodbye, dude. They're both done, you know? But go ahead. What would you do to come back? Because like Luka said, it's the first team to 4. Series is not over yet, right? Which is a great thing he said. So tell me, as JJ Redick, what are you doing?
I would obviously change up our defensive schemes. Stop doubling Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, and get Luka a lot more ISOs. Like, if he gets doubled, you gotta get out of his hand, and LeBron's gotta run into the basket no matter what. Stop taking these lame ass 3-pointers. Like, and of course, what we didn't do this past game is we gotta have our role players come in, dude. We gotta put some people in. For the love of God, I'd rather take Don Connect out there, man. Put him out there for a couple minutes. Like, the kid can shoot 3-point better than Rui can. He can defend better. He's a good rebounder. Like, just throw him out there. You let Mark Williams go because you're like, oh, we're giving up Dalton Williams in the first round. You let a good center go because of that, and now you're not going to use him. Like, I don't get it. What would you do?
All right, this is what I would do, man. And I know I'm a Laker homer. And I'm gonna die until Lakers are exactly eliminated. Like Lucas said, when they win 4 games, I was wrong and we lost. Right? We're not down 3-0. We're down 3-1. I think there's a 5% chance teams have came back and won. So it's not pretty blank, right? The last team to do it was, I think, LeBron. No, last team to do it was Denver Nuggets back in the bubble.
Yeah,
they did it back to back. Actually, they did it in the first round and the second round. By the way, that year, same year, and then they played the Lakers. Before then, LeBron did it in the crazy finals. So this is what I would do, man. I do feel the Lakers have a chance. I feel Lakers will win tomorrow. I'm hoping it's a blowout fashion to kind of just send a message. Look, Wednesday, the pressure's all on Lakers. They better not switch off the lights tomorrow. Meaning that they better win on Wednesday at home. They're not going to lose. They better not lose. It'll be so bad. What I would do as a JJ Redick, right? Stop doubling Luka. Stop doubling Anthony Edwards. Change up your defensive scheme in a way where play more zone. If you don't like playing single coverage to Ant-Man, play more zone. We've been doing good in zone. Let them, have the ball swing, but at least you can get to 3-point shooters. A contested 3 is better than an open 3. That's what I would do. One major thing I will do just to kind of change up some stuff up. People might not like this, but if I'm JJ Redick, I would literally think about doing this. Take out Austin Reeves, put him on the bench, make him come in for Luka when Luka needs rest. And instead of Austin Reeves, putting Goodwin. He's a hustle player. He plays defense. He's all about like hustling and covering coverage if there's a missed coverage. We need some defense out there. We need some dogs out there. You know, we need some people that can actually want to go guard people. You know, like Van Fleet. He's not a great shooter. He's a great defender. You know, I'm not saying Goodwin is a great defender, but he hustles. He tries hard out there. Clearly, Austin Reeves is not going well right now in the playoffs with playing along with Luka and LeBron. He's not playing well. I think this will open up for him when he has the ball more coming off the bench. And we need some bench power. So when you bring in Austin Reeves, when you bring in your bench, you need to bring in Dalton Connect and Gabe Vincent at the same time. You need to have that out there so you have shooters on the side, wings. And Austin Reeves can do his thing when you're coming off, like a screen or something. You can pass out Dalton Connect or Gabe Vincent and whoever is playing with them. You know what I'm saying? So things I would do is take Austin Reeves off the starting lineup, put him on the bench. He plays just like Manu Ginobili the way he plays. Let him say that, hey, look, you're going to get starters a minute, but starting off the game, you're coming off the bench, basically. And let's go with this LeBron and Luka and see what happens. Because right now, you can totally see from game one, Reeves has not been comfortable, and he's not playing well. And
he's the most aggressive one, though.
Huh?
Him and Luke are the only aggressive ones on offense.
But we need we need that off the bench as well. I feel like giving Luka some rest while Austin Reeves, because Austin Reeves is a playmaker too. Getting him to make playmaking, that'd be great. And Luka and LeBron plays well. Luka and Reeves plays well together. You know, like that. Reeves plays good with both people, but all three of them, they just get confused right now. Reeves is literally disappeared, man. People were talking as a third star, but this is my take. I don't know if you agree with that, but I would literally think about bringing Austin Reeves off the bench, kind of show a new version of it, and how Dalton Connect play now some 3-point shoot. That's what I think. You know, it'll be good.
I agree with you. I mean, you got to kind of throw a wrench in this whole thing, right? Like the way we operate, because each loss we've had, like, something like this past loss, right, in game 4, like this was the Lakers' best effort, right? We had Rui had 23 points, LeBron had 27, mostly with free throws, and Luka had 38 and 17 for Austin Reeves. Like we were best case scenario, and we still lost, right? My only thing with it is, does Redick even want to use our bench? He doesn't seem to want to use our bench players. So like, who's to say like, hey, Gabe Vincent, you haven't played the last 2 games. Why don't you go out there and give us 20 minutes?
Look, in the end, you're professional and you play for your next contract. It might not be with the Lakers. It's not. Look, the way I say it might not be with the Lakers. It might be with some other team. Jackson Hayes is a free agent. Gabe Vincent has 1 year remaining.
Right.
You know, other players like Goodwin has no contract next year either. So basically, I understand Redick lost, faith, for like game 4, right? But as a professional, be ready and get ready to play. Because the thing is this, look, you might lose by swinging, but if they call your number, go out there and give it all.
No, 100%.
And so
but I get you. I know.
Put everything to a side, and then like you said, whatever lineup we've been throwing is not working, and I do feel that they need to throw a screwball out there for Minnesota, meaning like bring Austin Reeves, a big component to our offense, off the bench, make them be like, oh, what the hell's going on now? How are we gonna? Well, what are we gonna do? Because they always planned the fact that Luka, LeBron, and Reeves were gonna play together, right? When you bring Reeves off the bench, that changes the whole scheme up. That's like how Naz Reid comes off the bench, right? Naz Reid can potentially start instead of Rudy Gobert. He can start,
right,
but they bring him off the bench on purpose because they know that they need an offense, and he can be a shooter for them. That's what Lakers kind of take that mentality and bring Austin Reeves off the bench and be ready to go. And let's see what happens. But I do feel that if Lakers can just take it 1 game at a time, now we have no choice to take 1 game at a time. But if we can just take care of business on Wednesday, I do feel that, on Friday, all pressure's on Minnesota. The hardest game is closeout game. If we can just win 1 game this Wednesday, that's the 1 game I'm asking, and thankfully it's at home. Take it back to Minnesota and keep it close.
We haven't done well in Minnesota, dude. That's my own thing. Even if we win in crypto, like we don't do well in Minnesota. We haven't won. What was the stat? We haven't have a winning record in the last 7 years.
Yeah, the road, right? Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so we just don't do well there, dude. That's the thing too. And again, we will see what adjustments Redick can throw out there. I feel like as far as a pie goes, right? So like, what percent blames do you put as far as where the Lakers are now? Not just game 4, but overall where the Lakers are right now. Like, is it 50% for somebody? What would you? How would you share this? Like in terms of blame for why we are where we are? Because this is not what you're expecting. You were expecting Western Conference Final, right? And
are you asking for a blame, like blame pie, like how you would blame
exactly.
Blame pie?
Yeah, blame pie.
I would blame 50% to JJ Redick.
Okay.
Because as a coach, when you had a 1 week rest, what the fuck were you doing?
Yeah, you fought so hard to get third seed.
I mean, the thing is, it's different if you lose in a competitive game. That's completely fine. But you straight up laid an 8 game 1. Like, your team wasn't ready to show up. And then you said that your team doesn't think they're in the playoffs. They're playing a regular season game. What were you doing for a whole week? My question is, did you just give them, hey, go on vacation, come back? Games on Saturday. Just be there in the morning time because games at 5 o'clock. Just be there by 12, guys. Go on vacation. What were you doing for the whole week, man? You had the whole Saturday through the following Saturday. The hell were you doing? And you laid an egg? That's why I blame this 50% loss on JJ, right? I would blame about 35% LeBron, big time. A player who's 41 or whatever he is in his 22nd year, you're a leader of a team. And you're third place. You shouldn't be taking any team for granted. And I feel like he's getting out bullied, out hustled by Julius Randle.
Yeah,
when clearly
Randle's going at him.
And when clearly Julius Randle has no business bullying you, man. You're LeBron effing James. Right?
Even in year 22, like you're a better player than Randle is.
Exactly. And then the remaining, I'll give it to the bench, including Austin Reeves. Remaining, whatever the 15% I have or whatever, goes to the bench and Austin Reeves. No Luka, man. Luka have no excuse. Luka has showed up game 1, game 2, game 3, and game 4. When this guy had food poisoning, he still played hard. He still played. He still scored. Look, Luka. If Luka needs to know one thing is work on your defense, lose some weight, and get in shape, man. That's all. Everything else will be fine. Luka has showed up this series and showed out, so I have no blame on Luka. The bench and Austin Reeves are the remaining ones, man. As a bench, like Gabe Vincent, Vanderbilt, freaking, Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, dude, come on, man. Have some pride. I mean, Gabe Vincent, he's literally 2 years removed going to the finals with Miami Heat. Where he was the starting point guard of that team.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? Why are you a shell of yourself? Like, I don't get it. He was a major contributor when he went to the finals. And now he's like not even, contributing at all, So that's where my blame pie is. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's the way I will do it because the thing is this. And one more thing I want to add, man. I want to add before we move on to other playoffs. I know I'm gonna have your take on this too. But I want NBA needs, like, I'm saying, what are the refs looking at, right? Last time I checked, NBA, it's not like football where in the first 10 yards you can push and shove and like do whatever the fuck you want, What Anthony Edwards did in game 3 and game 4, I know you're going to laugh at me, but that should be assessed like a friggin' 1 foul or even or even a take foul straight up, man.
It could be a foul, yeah.
It could be a take foul at least.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, Tapas. Look, listen to me. If Draymond did that, that'll be a freaking 1 right away. Hey, what the hell are you doing, right? And then the thing is this. The thing is this. It should be at least a take foul. What are you doing if you're the refs? Like, you saw those plays. Dude, Tapas, I swear, man. If I play with you 1-on-1 and I'm just like shoving you, hitting you, that's not basketball. You can't in no world convince me that's basketball. If you're playing flag football, then yeah, fine. First 10 yards, you can do where the hell you want. That's football for you.
Right.
I want your take on that, and go ahead. Where's your blame?
Yeah, as far as that, I mean, that was pretty BS. I mean, I know LeBron and him were kind of going back and forth a lot, but they're also kind of smiling at each other. That's the thing that maybe the refs were just like they're being a little playful because the play before that, LeBron and him were like talking and they're having fun, right, and chit chatting about whatever. And so if you imagine me like, oh, they're ex Olympic, teammates, whatever. And then they start doing, and then Anthony starts doing that. So like maybe that's why the refs are like, oh, they're just messing around. But I agree with you. On the way it looks, bro's literally trying to foul him, like do a take foul. Because that's what you would do if you wanted to just intentionally foul somebody. That's the kind of play you would do, right? So I get that. And the refs have been all over the place in this series. Again, I don't like to. I'm not one of those like fans who are like, oh, the refs. That's not the case for this one, like at all, right? As far as the blame pie goes, I would probably do 40-40-20. So I do 40% JJ, 40% LeBron, and 20% everybody else.
So
I
like
think
me,
Luka's doing the
both.
best he could do out there with what he's given. This team clearly is not what it was last year with the Mavericks team. The Mavs team was much more complimentary of him as a player, whereas this team was more of LeBron's team, and then he got put in. Now it's his team, but it's still not quite what he would prefer in players, right? So he's doing the best that he can. I think LeBron just needs to. I mean, that's my main thing is like, don't bring up his age when you're celebrating him how good he's doing, and when he's not doing well, like, oh well, he's 40 something years old. No, like that's you celebrate the good and the bad.
Yeah,
That's what that's why I don't understand.
100%.
And JJ's just been I think he's forgotten what's gotten this Laker team to where they are in the 3 seeds. Like we've completely isolated all the run that we did. We beat Denver Nuggets with the full stack team. We had the best bench, production in that game. And now all of a sudden we're not even using our bench at all. Like he's just forgotten the entire purpose of how this team and the entire identity of this team, and just solely focus on like, okay, LeBron and Luka, you guys are out there, go score 1,000,000 points for us and win us the game. That's literally his idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. Completely agree with you.
Because this is not how we played going into this, right? You and I saw like when it was a regular season, Luka and Jackson Hayes were like freaking Dwight and Kobe. Like they're just every single thing it's like Lob City nonstop, and that's what got us those extra points. And all of a sudden, Jackson Hayes plays 4 minutes, and he's a non-factor. Granted, he had 2 fouls, but still, like, put the kid out there. I think Luka needs that extra player to be out there, a big body to also give good screens, because some of the screeners that are being set right now for him are not that good either. So,
well, you gotta respect Jackson Hayes under the rim when Luka penetrates.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right now what's happening is that the guy who's
Everyone's
down low,
to 3-point.
The guy who's down low is doubling Luka when he comes down, and like there's no lob threat, right? And
exactly. Rui's in one corner, Finney Smith in one corner, LeBron's is taking the playoff, and then you have Austin Reeves somewhere else.
And you bring up a great point, man. Where the thing is, like JJ, like do what you did this whole season that got you to 3rd place.
Yeah.
That team that beat OKC, stopped them with defense. Beat the team that beat New York without Anthony Davis, and LeBron was the only one, and Reeves was playing. Our defense was great. We stopped Karl Anthony Towns and Burns and them. The boys. I mean, we beat Denver Nuggets when they're on the 10-game winning streak with a fully loaded roster. So it's like, what happened to that? Like, stick with your guns. Like, stick with those. Same mindset. Like, play. I mean, this is not difficult. Prediction. What's your take?
Lakers win next game.
Is Lakers playing on Tuesday or no? And if they're not, when do they get eliminated?
We get eliminated game 6. So in Minnesota, I think we win in the next game. I think there's too much on the line for JJ to screw it up. I think we can't beat him at home. Dude.
True. We'll be hosting Tuesday against Warriors.
Bold. That's very bold of you. Oh, let's go into some other ones. So that's a hot take. I mean, I love Laker fans. Just always delusional, and again, I'm a Laker fan, but I'm the logical one.
What would you do if they come back and do this, man? Am I still delusional?
This is every time with you, dude. Like, every time it's like, what if? What if we make the West Conference? We have a bet on this West Conference playoffs, Western Conference, finals, and we have a bet on this. And I'm always like, it's not gonna happen, dude. There's no what if in this. It's just not gonna happen.
The series is not over yet, Tapas, right?
It's not. No, you're right. It's not over.
Closeout game is the most difficult game ever because one team is desperate, another team is happy, and you just don't know.
You're right. Desperate is the key word. I don't think the Lakers are desperate.
Oh yeah, they will be.
That's a key word.
They will be desperate.
It's a key word. LeBron's gonna be out there high-fiving everybody. Okay. All right. Next series. We'll get into some of the ones that are already done. So today we had the Cavs blowing out the Heat.
50 run, 50-point blowout, bro. It's like, God dang.
Yeah, 50 point. It was not even close. You know, Cavs are going to enjoy a nice long break because the Celtics, the Bucks and Pacers. Well, actually, they might get be done with that. So Cavs are done. Another series that's done is Thunder and Grizzlies again.
What's your take on about John Moran saying that if he was healthy, it would be 2-2?
Yeah, it wouldn't be. He's full of shit.
And
he's the same guy who said, "I'm fine in the West." Whatever, dude. Just keep talking your talk.
And also, I want your take on Damian Lillard, man. That's a blow. I'm sorry, man. That's a big time.
Yeah, that was. I was actually watching the game when that happened, and you can just tell he sat down right away, and you can just he's just smiling, and he's like nodding his head. You're just like, dude, and he's holding the same area, right, where we saw Kobe happen, we saw with KD, and we just know, okay, this it's over. I feel for the guy, dude. He's probably gonna miss the whole next year, right? Probably not gonna be back until 2027.
You want to hear another bold prediction?
Fully?
You want to hear another bold prediction, man?
He retires.
Giannis plays his last game in Milwaukee already. I'm done.
Is he a free agent?
No.
All right. So will he request a trade?
He'll be traded. They don't have rights to any of their next 5 years first round picks.
Hmm.
And and their cap is fucked. They have no cap room, so you can't get the team better.
I would actually love to see Giannis not play for the Bucks because I feel like his potential is being ruined, and they ruined it the day they hired Doc Rivers. Talk about overrated, most overrated coach of all time.
What do you think?
So once they got him, I was like, and this is another example, dude. The Bucks should, even without Damian Lillard, should not be losing to the Pacers. The Pacers are good, but they're not that good. You have Giannis on your team, dude. Like, you can win this series with just him by himself against the Pacers. If it was the Celtics, they'd be like, yeah, you know what, not going to happen. But against the Pacers, dude. So, yeah, I would actually love to see Giannis play somewhere else. And I hope Dame comes back, and I hope he goes somewhere else, too. Because the Bucks franchise does not know what they're doing.
Dame's like, I think 33 or 34. I forgot what he is.
He won't retire, right? I hope he's
not going to retire, but this is like a career-ending kind of injury.
It's so late, too.
Where I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, you know?
Yeah.
You saw how Kobe was, man. He'll shell of himself, man.
I mean, even in the Bucks, he was kind of a shell of himself already.
He wasn't trained properly, man.
Somewhere else.
But I do feel Bucks will entertain maybe trading him now, man. I mean,
they should.
You know,
I hope so.
Let's see where he goes. But
yeah, I hope the Bucks will blow it up. There's rumors now that the Grizzlies might be trading John Moran. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't believe that. Too young. That team is still built.
But that franchise doesn't know what they're doing, dude. Like, they fired a coach.
No.
Like, any shot they had. I mean, Jay is the worst rebounding big of all time.
Bro, he's such a waste of a talent, though.
Yeah.
And he's always in discussion for a defensive player of the year. I'm like, what defense do you play? Yeah. Like, I mean, you're tall. That's it.
He averages 5 rebounds a game.
You know what he reminds me? You know what he reminds me of? You're gonna laugh at me. You know what he reminds me of? Cool player reminds me of? He reminds me of a little athletic, meaning like mobile, Roy Hibbert.
Oh, okay. I can see it. Yeah.
I mean, he's tall. Obviously, he's gonna block shots, but that's it. Nothing else.
Jermaine O'Neal.
No, Jermaine played, man. He was actually good.
He's not the
He contributed really well. Jermaine contributed.
Yeah. This guy is just
like a Roy Hibbert, like very stiff, like doesn't do anything. He's very sloppy and very all over the place. And like, his offense is so like outrageous, weird. Like he's always off balance.
It's very inconsistent. Yeah,
really off balance, man.
So yeah, I think the Grizzlies probably will have to blow it up. I mean, they're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. They're not getting any good players.
Well, it starts with Ja, right? He does not take anything seriously, right?
Yeah.
So
the longer they keep him, the less they're likely to win. Because he craves attention, and he's not going to get it.
I completely agree with you about that.
Other series, so Celtics Magic is 3-1. Not worried about that. Celtics should probably close it out.
Detroit, New York. That's another series that could have been closer, man. If they didn't blow that, man.
That replay, you see the foul on Tim Hardaway Jr. That they called it like it should have been a foul, but they didn't really call it.
What are you gonna get out of it, man? I mean, another series which I watched on Saturday, Clippers and Denver.
Yes, that for me, that is the best series.
Do you count that?
It's more fun to watch that than it is to watch Lakers lose.
That last play with game-winning dunk,
crazy.
Do you? That was a close. That's the most closest game winner I've ever seen.
But like 0.1 second, it just leaves his right hand and like, oh my god, dude. I mean, honestly, the Nuggets pretty much gave that game away. They were up by a lot that game. And then the Clippers came back.
Tapas, they were up 22 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I watched the full game. I was like, dude, Nuggets are blowing them out. This is freaking awesome. I actually want the Nuggets to win. I hate the Clippers that much. But like, my God, the Clippers came back so fast. I was like, dude. And then once they were in the lead, I was like, this is over. There's no way Nuggets are winning this. Especially after that whack shot, that Jokic shot towards the end of the game.
Bro, that shot, if that shot was against the Lakers, it's going in.
Yeah. Murray can't hit a freaking 3-pointer to save his life. And again, like you said,
he's playing the wrong LA team. He's playing the wrong LA team, dude. If it was Lakers, he'll be like making him be Kobe Bryant, bro.
Yeah,
making all these shots. Just like Julius Randle being above 45% from 3-point shooter. He's never shot 45% from 3-pointer. Never.
Something about the Lakers, dude. Something about playing against LeBron, I guess. People just want to like rip into him. But that is by far the best series, and that's gonna go Game 7 for sure. I think that will go to Game 7.
I would say that series or this Houston and the Golden State game is a really good series.
Yeah, this Golden State game is today right now is very, very chippy, dude. Like so many flagrant fouls, technical. They just don't like each other at all. It's good for basketball, no matter what. But like, it's a very chippy game. I still think Warriors win this one though. The series overall.
Only a 2-point game with 7 minutes to go with Houston.
Yeah,
only up by 2. Man, such a crazy game.
Who do you got in the Nuggets and Clippers series? You had the Clippers still?
I had Clippers. I think Nuggets gonna win tomorrow in Denver. They're not gonna blow that game. I have Nuggets. I'm changing it now, dude. Nuggets gonna pull this off. Yeah. And now, honestly, I agree with you. I hate the fucking Clippers so much.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to go anywhere, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Honestly, the Kawhi is just too good, dude. The dude is. It's like the Toronto Raptors Kawhi, dude. He's unguardable, good defender, good shooting. I mean, I want them to lose because I don't want. I mean, they might be legit title contenders in my opinion. Legit title contender, and I never want to see a Clippers parade in LA. That can never happen. That's what I'm trying to avoid because they are legit, and so this is my way of giving them respect, but also being like and being a pure hater. Like I never want to see that happen.
I agree. I
respect them that much, though.
Exactly. I agree with you, man. So,
because if we had the freeway series, man, Lakers could get swept, dude, with the way we're playing against the Clippers.
Clippers defense and their shooters. Oh my god, no, dude! Nicholas Batum would shoot like 60% on us, bro. Norman Powell would shoot 80% on us.
Oh my god!
And no one to guard Zubac. You'll be the Kareem for them, man.
I know, dude. There you go. Zubac's gonna be scoring 30 and 20.
We'll get swept, dude, out of the building, dude.
Yeah, I hope Nuggets take care of them. And then, honestly, I still think the Thunder are the team to beat in the West.
Hey, man, they played like it against Memphis. They almost blew that game 4, but they won.
They were down by 27, right, that game?
And they came back.
It's like game 3.
Game 3, yeah. But no, I'm saying game 4. They had a big lead in the fourth, but they let Grizzlies come back without Ja. Ja. What's going on? Oh, man. Before we wrap it up, man, what's your take on Sanders?
Yeah, Shadour. So honestly, man, this was a surprising 5th round, right? Is where he went. Cleveland Browns ended up getting him after all. I think after all the stuff that had gone back and forth.
They drafted 2 QBs.
They drafted 2 QBs. Deshaun's still there too, so I don't think
he's out for the year. He tore his Achilles, right? He's out for the year again.
Oh, that's right. So
he tore his Achilles.
They have another backup, no?
Or MCL, or I don't know what the fuck he did. Yeah, they do.
Have another backup, right?
No, they just. They had Kenny Pickett, but they just waived his. They did not pick him his option. They're saying.
Oh, okay.
That's what I found out today.
I don't think Sanders will start, right?
It's Cleveland. No, it's Cleveland football, bro. I'm telling you.
But this was honestly the biggest drop I've seen. I mean, second or even first projected. If you ask somebody, I think analysts said like a month ago he was the first projected quarterback. Then he went to second. Mel
Kiper had it as top 10, and did you see how furious he was because he was still there in the 3rd day, and he was still ranked number 10. The best available was number 1.
Yeah, I was watching the ESPN draft and it said best available, like every team, like best available player is Shadour Sanders, and then
And
like
he was
everyone's
ranked number
skipping
10
him.
or something, or 8 or whatever.
And like 3 of the QBs got drafted after Dart did, and then Shadour got drafted. I think the biggest thing, honestly, is and we got a lot of I don't know if you saw in one of our clips for TikTok, got a lot of comments of people saying like, why do we think it's a headache, all that kind of stuff. And I clarify, I'm like, honestly, it's not him. I think people just don't want to deal with Dion because Dion has said that he wants to be very involved. He's going to be talking to the front office, like, and it may be a joke, it may not be, who knows. And as far as right now, Shadour and his brother didn't have any kind of agents. It was Dion that was being his agent, so people don't want to deal with that right now.
But did you
They
hear
don't
the
want that
report?
drama.
Did you hear the report today that Dion's going to be in the meeting with Shadour Sanders with Cleveland? Like how are they going to use them? Like, first of all, how are you going to even? They don't know if you're going to get on the field.
Exactly.
You might be practice squad, man. I mean, who knows?
He's a 5th round quarterback. The 5th round quarterbacks rarely see time of day. I mean, you have to be like Tom Brady, where literally like everyone gets injured in front of you, then you get a shot.
And you better show out then too, because that's what Tom Brady did. He showed out.
Yeah. And Cleveland doesn't have an offense, so he's not going to have anybody to throw to. So I feel for the kid, though. I think a lot of his potential is tied to his dad.
I really don't feel bad for him, man. I know he's
he's been arrogant.
Exactly.
I guess his
there was a report by GM, right, that said that when he came into their interview, he had so much cologne on that the coach suggested, let's go for a walk because someone's gonna faint with this cologne. Yeah. It's the first time where he saw a player brought his entourage for a meeting.
They said he did that intentionally for a team that he didn't want to go to.
But you don't do that, man. You want to show respect. It's NFL teams. All 32 teams are NFL teams. And the thing is this, it doesn't matter where you get drafted, you're going to get drafted. And like, I was like telling my wife the other day, when the draft we were watching together, she was like, why are these players all emotional? Why are they crying? Right? I'm like, as a little kid, your dream was to be called by the commissioner and getting drafted. It's not about getting drafted to the best teams. It's about getting drafted to a team, and making that roster, I mean, your whole life, you work so hard to just get your name called. So for him to be that arrogant saying that, oh yeah, for teams I don't want to play for, I'm going to do all this antics. No, man, you should be, it should be privileged to get drafted, first of all. And second of all, it's an honor to be part of that organization and make that organization great. I mean, you can do wonders, and to be honest, you'd rather go to a team like Cleveland, New York Giants, Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, you want to go to those teams because those teams are the best chance where you can actually get playing time. If you're the late round picks. And so for him to be that arrogant and thinking that he's that good when he played at Colorado, when if you looked at the Colorado's track record against good teams, they lost. Against bad teams, they won.
Besides TCU, they lost everybody else.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, like, I mean, you don't do anything crazy. Yeah, I understand you have an arm, but it's fine. But you're not serious, right? He's like another Johnny Manziel, basically.
Yeah.
Party. And so it's like, man, it's crazy, dude. And one more thing. Did you hear what I forgot which NFL team did it. I don't want to say Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee, but they used the same game plan out of that Draft Day movie.
Which one?
Have you seen the movie Draft Day or no?
No.
It's okay, so kind of get you into the loop. In Draft Day, you should watch it. Actually, it's a great movie. It's about drafting NFL players, not NFL players, college, getting drafted to NFL teams. So this team had the number one pick, and they traded down and to like number 3 and got more draft picks, whatever, right? So what he did is that there's this quarterback, right? They moved up to number 1 actually. There's this highly recruited quarterback coming out of college, right? Bona fide number 1 pick and everything. But the GM did not believe. He's like a Shadour Sanders, where he did not believe in him, right? He thought he was just a showboat and everything. So there was like a couple players that it was in his big board. So what he did is that he gave everyone a playbook, like this thick playbook. Last page, he put $100 bill. The reason he did that is so he can see that who read the playbook. And who acknowledges that $100 bill and returns it back, because he wants to know if you read the playbook.
Right.
Well, I don't know what team did this, but they did the same thing for I think 3 QBs, and only Cam Ward, or number one pick, only one read the playbook and gave the $100 back to that team.
You know, this Cam Ward kid, I mean, I didn't see much of his games on college football, but he is a true footballer.
Exactly.
There's like I think it was a podcast or interview that him and, because it's him and Shadour Sanders do practice a lot. And Shadur's like, oh, yo, let's make a mixtape. Let's make music. He's like, no, I don't do that stuff. I don't party. I don't do any of that. I just play football. And he told me like straight up, like, I'm not going to do any of this stuff.
Exactly.
I just want to play football. So like this, this kid is like legitimate, and he was a 0-star recruit out of high school, and now he's the number one pick in the draft. So like, I know as much as Shadour got a lot of attention, like the fact that this kid actually came out to be number one and just completely blew away the competition in terms of the QB says a lot about him. And you can tell, right? You said the story just said it. Like, he's all about football. And I think the tendency would
saw that too. Yeah, that's
much
crazy.
better shape with him.
And then you want a player that's who eats, breathes, and sleeps football.
Exactly.
And that's what they got. That's what the Tennessee Titans got. They got a player like that, and that's what you want, man.
Yeah. So I think we'll see. Another thing that worked against Sanders was the fact that the NFL owners are very close. What one does, everybody else does.
That's what
the only ones that have ever veered off of that was the Cleveland Browns when they gave Deshaun Watson a guaranteed contract. No one's ever done that. And ever since then, everyone's like, I'm going to do that again. So that's why it's fitting that the Browns are the only one that took a chance on him, because honestly, he probably would have dropped way out of the draft and would have to be undrafted free agent. That's likely. If they were going to get him, no one else would get him.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And then and they all work like brothers, like fraternity brothers, and that's how they are.
Literally, like, this guy's blacklisted. Everybody else do not let him in.
That's what I was telling my wife, because she was wondering, how come they're not drafting? I'm like, you gotta understand, all the owners blackballed Colin Kaepernick. No one picked him up.
Yeah.
These are billionaires, man. They're fraternity, man. They don't let people in that club,
Exactly.
And so if one person does not like him for one reason, everybody will respect that and be like, all right, we got you. We got your back, Not gonna be in the building. So man.
So we'll see how it goes, man. I mean, football, this was the most interesting draft we've seen in quite some time. But that was definitely crazy to see.
It was great, man. But man, it was a great podcast. It was good. Yep. We'll get back next Monday previewing Lakers and Warriors for
or we'll recap about Lakers and what they're doing in Cancun. We'll see. All right. Until then, Bramble, we're out.